Okay guys, welcome back to part 2 of our video. And in this video, I'm just going to run through a few of the items that we will be using. This here is our WORKPRO bent hog-ring pliers. Okay, and there will be a link in the description below. So it comes with 500, I think it's 3/4 inch hog rings. I'm not sure of the gauge, but I believe this is the standard gauge for upholstery. Okay, and the professionals can debate that in the comments. Okay. And these are the hog ring pliers. So they're interesting. I've used hog-ring pliers before. These are much smaller gauge than the ones I used, and also a little bit more advanced. As you can see, this is spring-loaded. Okay. For those who aren't familiar with hog-ring pliers, there are a couple of things that these features will actually help. So the next feature it has is that it's angled. So, you know, if it's straight like this, sometimes it's difficult to get under certain areas. Okay, so when it's angled like this, you hold your hand in this position and see it's already horizontal. So, you know, you can get in and around to get into those spaces. So I'm going to show you why the spring loading is important, or is helpful. So normally the hog-ring pliers that I use, or I was familiar with, had no spring loading. Okay, now to load it, spread it apart, and then you slip the hog ring in these little notches. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Little notches that it fits in. Now, as you can see, I'm holding it with one hand, and the hog ring is not falling. Very important, because this allows you the dexterity to do what you need to do. Okay, otherwise you'll be fighting to hold this so that the hog ring stays in place, and there's a potential that as you start to move around, you might actually start to bend this. Okay, but this gives you the dexterity to do what you need to do. All right, so this is really, really cool, and this is actually one of the reasons why I selected this, because it frees me up. Okay, so this is actually quite cool. I've never actually used it, so I don't really know the negatives of it just yet. There are actually some other designs online. I don't know. I'm no professional. This is my first time doing anything of this nature. Okay. Now the next thing I got is actually a Rizom 8-inch mini bolt cutter. So we're gonna need to cut the hog rings that are already in the seat. So I figured, instead of just getting some little, I don't know what, I decided to get a miniature bolt cutter. Man, this thing looks cool. Okay, look at this. Now I don't know if this is gonna cut better than anything else, but it looks cool. I actually tried to use it earlier to cut one of the hog-ring pliers that I do have here, and it did a good job of crushing it and pinching it, but actual cutting, not too sure. But anyway, it will do what we need it to do, I'm sure. All right, so bolt cutters. All right. Now that we have the tools out of the way, I suppose that pretty much that's all the tools we need. Let's look at the money end of this idea. Yes, indeed. This is the material. This is the skin cover, the seat covers. Okay, this is how they come packaged. It's actually vacuum packaged. And I went ahead and opened it because, yeah, I'm being me. Now, one of the things we noticed, I'm going to pull one out. I think I pull this one out. Okay, it comes nicely folded. You see that? And oh my goodness, this smells like real leather. This doesn't look like real leather back here. This isn't it, but this smells like real leather. Oh my God. It smells a little like Connolly, which is my favorite leather. You know, it's beautiful. Look at the grain. I'm not sure if the video will bring this up, but the graining on this is beautiful. Oh my God, the stitching is immaculate. It even comes with this the plastic, I don't know what they call this, man. This is beautiful. And as we look around, we can see the areas where the hog rings are gonna go. So at some point, we're gonna force this area down into the frame of the seat. And then we're gonna use the hog ring pliers. Gonna pinch, I think it's 3 across here. I think this is actually, I'm not, oh, this, I think this is the, this is a squab. This is a squab. Now, one of the things we have to do is we have to figure out whether this is a left side, right side. I'm not sure how exactly we do that, but suffice it to say, you know, this thing, I mean, this thing looks seriously well stitched and everything, man. This is crazy. Right? So we're gonna have to figure out at some point. Okay, so that's the squab. This is, no, wait, this is a squab. This is a squab. Yeah. This is a squab. What we had before was the back of the seat, right? Because this is a much smaller piece. And oh my God, this smells like Connolly. This is actually leatherette, guys. This is not real leather, but oh my God, it smells like Connolly, guys. This is amazing. All right, this is amazing. I love this. The stitching is impeccable. Look at this. Yeah, so here we have the 2 sections where the hog-ring pliers are gonna go. This is a squab. Okay, let's look at it. This is crazy. Oh my God, this is nice, guys. This is beautiful. All right, this is beautiful. I'm loving this. This is, and you be sure. I mean, I like what I'm seeing here, and this took some time from Lseat. I bought this from Lseat, and the description, the link will be in the description below. They took a little time. It took some time to get to me, but this is worth it. Oh my God. This is the headrest. This is beautiful. And one of the things this is doing for us, guys, this is having us have a good look at how the parts of the seat come together, so that we know, we have an idea of what we need to disassemble so that we don't damage it. So this is actually a good guide for us. Okay, so I think I have one set here. So this is a headrest. This could be one side. I don't know if it's left side, right side, or if it's the same. I don't see any indication. There's no marking or anything like that to tell us, right? But we have one set. So this is the headrest. This is the squab, and this is the actual back of the seat. And I should have known that, because this is like a, you know, it's like a bag. So this will actually go over. And what I noticed right away, this is the top of the seat, the back of the seat. There's no hole for the headrest post. So we're obviously going to have to align that ourselves. And I think that's actually the same with the original. If I had bought this from Mazda. Now, as for the coloring, I'll tell you what color I chose. I don't remember what it was called, but I'll put that somewhere here on the screen, and I'll probably put it in the description below as to what color this is. Does it match the originals? Let's see. Let's see if it does. All right. So, yeah, let's have a look. See how close it is to the original color. All right, hang on a second. Okay guys, here we are outside, and this is the driver's seat, and this is the headrest that we just got. Okay, so let's put this somewhere here. Tuck it there. Not bad. Not bad, not bad at all. Pretty close. Pretty close. Pretty close. I would say this is as close as it will probably get. Okay, now this is, you're gonna see some difference here, obviously, because you know this is a lot more faded and sat on, so you know lots of blue jeans and black pants and whatnot there. But I think that's pretty close. That is pretty darn close. And I'm sure I can find the swatch, because when you order from Lseat, they encourage you to get their swatch, which is a card that has samples of all the colors and textures that they have. It's free. I think the website shows that something like a couple cents, but they actually send it to you for free. And I actually got that several months beforehand. And yeah, but I think this is a match. You know, guys, I think that's a match. So that's the driver's seat, and then this is the passenger seat here. I think that's a pretty good match. The one they sent is a little bit yellower, just a little bit yellower. But we are outside in natural light, and so it's not like we're inside like we were before. But yeah, I think that's good. That is pretty good. And you know, after everything comes up, I think the rear seats, you're not really gonna see the difference with the rear seats, because one, they're less worn, and two, they are also further away. So I don't think we'll be able to see that. You know, there was some concern that I should have done all of the seats to make everything match, but I think this is a dead ring. I think we nailed this one. All right, well, I'm gonna grab the swatch and come right back, and then we can compare and see what's really going on. All right, so give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back. So this is what the swatch looks like. This is what they sent to you. It's pretty much has the these are the the real leather, I think, or these are the textures. What is this? Yeah, and then these are the different colors. I think these are the simulated leather. Okay. Anywho, or is it? Anywho, so this is what I ordered, the ivory, the S0015. This is it here. Does it match it? No, I don't think it does. I actually think what I actually got was a bit lighter, which is fine. This is not a complaint. You know, looking at it, I was actually going to order the ecru white, which is S0016, but this is actually darker than the ecru white, and actually lighter than the ivory. But my suggestion, guys, if you have the tan leather for the Gen 2 Mazda 6, okay, I would, that's 2009 to 2013 for us US models, I would suggest you get the ivory, even though it looks darker, because when I actually compared it, okay, you know, I put this swatch in the car. I was like, no, this is a little dark, but this was still a little too light. So I just went on a whim and said, hey, let me go with this, the ivory. But I'm here to tell you guys that the ivory that I got is almost perfect. Okay, and this smells real. This smells like Connolly. Now, if you guys, I'm a connoisseur of leather, okay? The first time I can recall sitting in a car with leather seats was my cousin's 1980 something Jaguar XJ6. It was beautiful, and the smell alone was intoxicating. The smell I will never forget, and that's just a smell that comes with Jaguars. Anybody that has been around old Jaguars, I don't know about the new ones, but the old Jaguars, I think Rolls-Royce, Bentley, you know, those English cars, definitely something.
A few moments later.
Sorry about that, guys. Phone call. So anywho, as I was saying, you know, all those English cars, whatever, they have a smell that's just amazing. The leather, the Connolly is a specific type of leather. And all my life I've literally tried to go around and find, to try to find, you know, some kind of fragrance, you know, some air freshener that I can actually put in my cars to get that Connolly smell. Now, if anybody knows of, you know, air freshener that smells like Connolly, not Napa leather, that's nonsense, not interested, none of that. Connolly, if you know of it, let me know. Trust me, if you're the one who makes it, you know, hey, I'll certainly support you. So yes, so this smells a lot like Connolly. I know this is probably gonna fade over time. Real Connolly doesn't. When I say fade, I mean the smell. Real Connolly doesn't fade. That stuff lasts forever. Anywho, so guys, so this is where we are right now. We know that we basically color matched right there with the leather. Smells awesome. Stitching is first rate, guys. Look at this. Oh my God, this is just absolutely gorgeous. All right, and this is from Lseat. All right, and of course, you know, I'll have the link again in the comments below. So guys, I'm gonna wrap it here. The next video, we're gonna jump to the disassembly. All right, I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna go, but I'm gonna do it outside here. I'm gonna take the seats inside. It's better lighting out here. It's cool today, very, very cool. I'm thinking it's probably down to, you know, 20 something degrees Celsius today. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'm pretty sure we're down to like 22, 23, somewhere down there. It's nice and cool today, at least in the back of the house where it's actually in the shade. The front of the house might be a little bit higher temperature, but anyway, so we're gonna leave this video here for now, and I will jump on the next one shortly. All right, so see you then. Talk to you guys soon.